You don't wanna know what I'm doing. Don't you check up. Don't you check up. Don't you
Best
check.
Life podcast has no filter, and any topics discussed do not necessarily reflect the views of the Best Life podcast.
I'm living my best life. Don't you check up. Don't you check up. Don't you check up. 'Cause I'm living my best life.
The Best Life podcast. I'm your host, C-Mo, and my special guest is
Randell, Richmond, a.k.a. Mr. Pass the Keys. What's going on?
Mr. Pass the Keys. That's what I'm talking about. And he is a
realtor / physical therapist assistant.
Oh, yeah. He do it all in the housing market and the medical field.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. So first thing we're going to get started on, speak on the housing.
Okay. So I guess I'll basically tell you a little bit about why I got into the real estate industry.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Good starting point.
So basically, I'm from a small town, Bolivar, Tennessee, and I started to notice a trend of a lot of people that were uneducated on the house buying process or selling, just homes, period, everything about it. I was uneducated myself. So I wanted to be that gap bridge between the unknowing and the knowing. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring more awareness to home buying and see a lot more people owning rather than renting and leasing.
Right.
Yeah. And I got with EXP. I started about April of 2020. And so I'll be going on 2 years soon, It seems like 2 years now, but I actually started a little bit after April. Had to get the process going. But yeah, so I'm here, man, and rocking and rolling. I'm loving it.
Wow.
I'm educating. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, and the price of houses, how do you see this time next year? It's going to rise? They're going to stay stagnant, or they're going to fall?
That's a good question. So kind of like what we're starting to see now is that a lot of the houses in the upper 3s, 4s, 5s, they're sitting a lot longer because people just aren't buying with the interest rates going up and everything. So to answer your question, I feel like it's going to kind of tailor off a little bit, but it's not just going to be a dramatic drop like everybody's expecting or wanting, because I just don't see it, Homes are still appraising for a good amount right now. It's not appraising for as much as they used to, but they are still appraising up there. If that makes sense.
Okay. I've heard about a trend because the housing market shot up. So people were selling their homes, moving in with friends and family in hopes that the market goes back down.
That's true. That's true. A lot of people were selling their homes because they're almost doubling, some tripling, what they put into their homes 4 or 5 pre-pandemic years ago, and so people were just taking that equity and running, I guess you can say, staying with people and just holding out. Some of those people, like you said, they're still holding out. And it's kind of one of those to each his own type of things, if you want to get the money and sit on it for a little bit and just wait it out, you can. I tell people all the time, for those people who are making double or triple, if you look at it, the prices are up there, but if you take some of that money that you just made equity off of your home and you put that toward the next home, it's kind of like balancing itself out anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, some people might think of, more of a business mind. Well, they can, invest some of the money, and still have money left over to, for a down payment on another home. But I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. I saw the price what my house is worth now, and it's a nice piece of equity. It's not a $1 million house, but it's a it's a decent house. So. Because you never know, what I'm saying? If you you got something secure right now. It's best to sit tight because man, we don't know what's going to happen.
True.
The housing market in the world, in the economy, we don't know. So,
and to piggyback off of what you were saying, we don't know what's going to happen. So, like a lot of things I tell my clients, because everybody always want to holler, "Oh, you just trying to get a sale." Oh my God, I hate when I hear that. Like people always think you just trying to get a sale, but I'm like, hey, look, we never know what's going to happen, like you just said. So if you want to be a homeowner, be a homeowner. You know what I mean? Like, interest rates are slowly increasing. They're at 6 right now. Who knows what could happen in a year or two? They could drop back down to 4, 5. You know, you can refinance. You can refinance anytime after you own your house. So it's like, do you want to be a home buyer? Or are you okay with waiting? That's what it basically comes down to, you know, because at the end of the day, if you were a lender, me as a realtor, this other person, who's paying the mortgage? You know what I mean? So that's what it basically boils down to. Like, you're paying the mortgage. Are you comfortable with paying the mortgage and being a homeowner, or are you okay with waiting? It's your decision.
Yeah, your decision. So, wow, that's a lot to take in. A lot of people need to take heed to Mr. Randell, what he's talking about. I want to talk about credit score. There's some people who just, they look at the home buying process just like paying, getting a rental property or whatever. Think it's a quick process and all that. Well, I'm gonna talk about credit score. What's the average minimum credit score that someone will need to buy a home?
Minimum, during the pandemic, minimum was about a 580. Of course, the higher, the more programs they can offer to you, but people were getting in with as low as 580. You know what I mean? And it just depends. They have so many programs, and that's another thing with like the increase in prices and the increase in interest rates and everything. They have so many things coming. Speaking of that, Legacy Bank, which is a black-owned bank, actually has a program coming, and Memphis is one of the 6 cities that they're going to offer it to, where you can put down 1%, and they'll pay your closing costs. You just put down 1%, and pay your closing costs, and you know what I mean. Like, I think they don't even go off of your how much you're bringing in. You just have to have at least a 620.
Oh, okay.
You can't beat that. You know what I mean? Of course, it's probably going to be a few more stipulations within that, but I just basically gave you the overall bubble of it to kind of catch your attention. Yeah, like Memphis is once again one of the 6 states, one of the 6 cities that they're starting this out in. So it's something major to look at, to take heed to be ready for.
Yeah, okay. Legacy Bank, okay.
I'm definitely going to be like a major advocate for that because, like I said, I want more people owning, because it's generational nuggets, man. Like anybody's got kids or some nephew, some cousin or something, and you want a little bit more to pass down to them, a home. Like even with you sitting with your home, I don't know what your end goal is with it. Maybe you're waiting for more. Maybe you want to pass it down to your kids. But once again, that's your decision because that's your house.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, man, when you own something, like, ain't nobody tell you to do what to do with it. You just pay your mortgage. You keep paying your mortgage. That's your house. But you keep paying your rent. You never know what could happen in 2-3 months.
Yeah, somebody could buy it and everybody get put out.
Everybody get put out. Yeah. Seeing a lot of that lately.
Yeah. Turn them down.
The news article with the 70-year-old lady that was renting for 30 years. Got kicked out of her house. You know what I mean? Because somebody bought it, and the new landlord was like, "Hey, we're okay. Like you can go ahead and move out." What can you say to that? If you live month to month, unless you got it, you're in a contract already, they can't kick you out until the contract up, but they can kick you out when it's up.
Yeah, that's terrible. But I mean, that's business. A lot of people don't understand business, but I mean, it sound crazy, but I mean that's how it goes. Legally, that person living there, they have no legal right.
There you go.
You got to go.
Now put that shoe on the other foot though. If you own that house, and you have the right to do whatever you want to do with that house. If you want to rent that house, if you got a tenant that just not up to par, like that's your decision. It's nothing like having that ownership and having that peace of mind that like, hey, I can do whatever I want to do with this house because it's mine. You know.
Yeah. Great feeling. I own this.
Yeah.
All right, and you said something about your social media accounts. Don't tell the people.
Okay. So Randell Jamal Richmond on Facebook, and yeah, check it out. Check it out. And yeah, I think that's. You can also follow me on TikTok. That's about it.
Okay, what about for the professionals? You have a LinkedIn profile?
Oh yes, I do have a LinkedIn. It's Randell Jamal Richmond on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all fellow realtors, MLOs, or mortgage brokers, anybody want to network with?
Yeah, let's network. Let's work.
Yeah, let's work. Okay. All right, man, we can talk until the sun go down and come back up about real estate. We'll talk a little bit more on that later, but I want to talk about your position in the medical field also.
Okay, so I'm a physical therapist assistant at Regional One Health. I've been doing that for about 5 years now, and I love it, man. Like the process of just building people up, that's coming in, torn down, and building them up. And when I say building them up, I'm not only talking about physically, like mentally. Like that's the biggest thing. I tell people all the time, the mind is the strongest part of the body. If you don't buy in, you won't get the results. You know what I mean? I can't sell you something that you're not buying. You know what I mean? So if you come in and like you have potential to get better, you have potential to be able to walk again without a cane or walker, but if you are constantly approaching it with a defeated mentality, then what's the point? You know what I mean? If you're already defeated, I can't win for you. Yeah. So once again, that's just one of those things. Like I feel like every field I'm in right now, I'm helping people. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to educate people because like I just want people to be better overall. You know what I mean? And like for our kids and the kids after us to be better than us. You know what I'm saying? Like generational nuggets. That's the biggest thing.
It's major right there. So gotta, those generations behind us, man, we gotta lay it out for them.
Got to.
Not all of us in our generation, things wasn't laid out for us. We had to make a way.
Right.
And, from there, we don't want our children, to have to make their own way. We're going to lay it out for them and show them a way with less struggle.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Or at least give them like a boost. You know what I mean? Just a boost. Like I'm going to give you the tools to be able to figure out what to do with what I've given you. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting this out for you. And when you get to that point, I've laid down nuggets along the years for you to take what I've given you and make more. Don't just keep pulling. What's they called? Who moved my cheese? Don't just keep pulling from the same stack of cheese. Go get some more cheese and put it on top of this stack. You know what I mean? Because eventually the cheese is gonna run out if you pulling from the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, feel you on that, man. Just
I've been at Regional One for 4. I was at Results Physiotherapy for 1 year. But yeah, I was a tech for about another 5 or so before that. So like I said, I just always wanted to be in the business of helping people. Like I don't have the personality. You cannot put me behind a computer and lock me away for 8 hours. I will be asleep by lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to have that interaction, that human connection, because I feel like I really feel like I have a gift that I can give to people. You know what I'm saying? And the gift is taking what I've learned and not hiding the key. You know what I'm saying? I wanna take what I learned and make you a spare key. You know what I'm saying? And we walk through that door together.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. So Regional One and EXP. Okay. What's it like working with EXP?
Man, I love EXP. The reason I love EXP is because, like I said, I do Regional 1 full time. And so when I finished school and I actually passed my test and everything, a lot of people were like, I was torn between a lot of different brokerage offices. And I think the thing that pulled me towards EXP a little bit more is that I could get my training and everything without actually being in a brick and mortar. So I don't have to be in anybody's office at 2:00 on a Wednesday because I'm at work on 2:00 at a Wednesday. So that was the main thing that pulled me to EXP. And then, like, of course, we have stock options and everything with EXP. It's many things. It's many things offered there that really brought me to the branch. Like I said, we basically have a metaverse for training. Like I create an avatar, and I just basically go sit in the classroom from my computer. You know what I mean, and get all of my training. We have a tight knit network down here in Memphis. We're basically in all 50 states, and beyond. So if I joke around all the time, me and my sponsor Robert Lee, we joke around all the time that we can touch whatever you want to touch. You want to get something in the Netherlands, let us know. We can get you something in the Netherlands, and it's just, I feel like it's great to be connected to so much because, like, even though I can't personally sell you the house or help you sell your house, I'm going to put you in the right position and I'm going to interview that person who will be working with you and I'm going to make sure you're good and taken care of. So my people are good wherever,
Wow. So EXP is worldwide.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Right there. Wow. I'm blown away. I didn't know that. I thought it was just, regional or something. I know EXP was big like that.
We're everywhere, man. We're everywhere. My mentor, like I was just saying, my mentor, he just got somebody, one of his friends, a house. They moved to California. He interviewed the agent, talked to him, made sure they were a good fit for his person. Boom, they sold the house. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So,
all right,
it's attainable.
Attainable. Okay. So real quick with the home buying process, what's the quickest that someone can close on a loan?
Close on a loan. Really they say 30 to 45 days, but now like you got so many different lenders. Like a lot of lenders are doing underwriting, which for those who don't know what that means, that's basically where they review your credit and your credit and your finances and everything, and basically make sure all the numbers add up to get you that clear to close. A lot of people are doing that before they even give you the pre-approval. So by the time you get a pre-approved letter, you get your inspection and your appraisal, and you're basically clear to close. So a lot of people are doing it in 3 weeks or so.
Man. So that means if you get everything lined up, if you did your research, you know your credit score, mm-hmm. and if you need anything done, you have that money saved. Mm-hmm. Then it's possible that you can close on the house within 3 weeks.
And even if your credit score ain't good, like don't go ball up in the corner. Like, it's things that you can do. They have secured credit cards that don't even do it based off of your finances or anything like that. You basically automatically approved. And what they do, you set the amount that you want to put on the card, and of course you can't go over that amount. You know what I mean? So it's like another debit card, but you're raising your credit score with it. There's options out here. You know what I mean? And if you got a credit card, keep it under 30%. It's a lot of things that you can do. Sign on as an authorized user for somebody else's card.
Yeah. A lot of things you can do. Work on your credit. The biggest thing that I've heard is when someone wants to buy a house and they don't know their credit score, that's like a red flag. I've heard that. I haven't worked in the field, but I've heard that's a red flag. So all I'm saying, you don't have to comment on that if you don't want to. All I'm saying is, y'all, when a realtor or MLO asks you what's your credit score, know your credit score. And we're talking about your FICO score, I'm talking about Credit Karma or any other websites that are not accurate.
Boy, we love Credit Karma. I use it too. All through college at Credit Karma. Man, I got a 630 on Credit Karma. And then somebody put me on Experian.com. Experian.com is a free account, y'all. Y'all don't even have to pay for it.
Wow.
And it gives you your FICO scores. And if you scroll down, it'll also tell you what negative remarks you have on your credit. Experian, EXPERIAN.com. Check it out. It's free. And it gives you an accurate score. So, like, I tell people all the time, I joke about it because, like, I used it too. So, I joke about myself. Your 650 on Credit Karma may be a 480 on Experian, but don't be discouraged once again. But don't go off of Credit Karma like I'm ready to buy a $400,000 house. It may not work out. Not right then.
Yeah, I don't know why they do it. But, hey, oh well. It's a thing, I guess. But when you want to buy a house, first thing you have to know your credit score, your accurate credit score. So.
And save, man, save.
Yeah, save.
Like,
gotta have that money.
Just save. Even if you and think about this, even if you do get like a good program where you don't even have to put anything down, you still got money saved up for furniture. You still got money saved up for a bed. But you gonna sleep on the floor in your brand new house? I mean, I would, but still though, when you save up that money, you have cushion for whatever may occur. You know what I mean? It's still a house. It's still built by man, So just, even after your inspection and everything, you might move in 2-3 months on down the road. The air start blowing. Oh man, I spent all my money on the down payment. How I'm gonna get this fixed?
Yeah.
So think about all that stuff. Like, buying a house may not be for you right now, but like I said, it's your decision. You know what I mean? If you don't feel like you got enough cushion to be able to fix if something dramatically happens, it's not an apartment anymore. You can't put in a request and wait 3-4 weeks. No, just playing. It do take that long sometimes.
3-4 months.
Yeah, wait that long for somebody to come fix it and you have to pay nothing. This is on you now. Like, it's a big responsibility. It's a lot that comes with a house. I tell people all the time, and it's not just that down payment that you have to think about. You have closing costs, which are 3 to 5% of the house. You know what I mean? You also have, like, you got to pay for your appraisal. You got to pay for your inspection. It's a lot that go into it. So I tell people all the time, don't just think about that down payment. It's going to be a lot more money that has to be spent, but it's well worth it. I'm not getting a house without an inspection. I'm not getting a house without an appraisal,
Yeah. Common sense to me.
Common sense ain't always so common.
Yeah, I thought about that after I said it, but yeah. But it's great, man. I'm glad to have you on the show, man. We talked about this months ago.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here. I told you, it's an honor. You know,
man of his word right here, y'all.
I promise you.
So, if you're looking to buy a home, it's man right here.
I got you.
That's what's up.
I want to give you your kudos, man, for what you're doing here, man. Like, this a hard working man right here. Everybody lock in. You're gonna take us places for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Appreciate that, Mr. Pastor Keys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So glad to have you on here once again,
glad
y'all.
to be here, man.
Oh yeah.
Glad to be here.
I'm your host, C-Mo. This is the Best Life Podcast. My special guest,
Pastor Keys, Mr. Pastor Keys.
Pastor
Y'all take
Keys.
care now.
Mr. Pastor Keys. Hey, we out, y'all. We out.
Cause I'm living my best.